good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 1124. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. Check out the totally newly redesigned Durham Skywriter. Let me know what you think and give me some suggestions for improving it. I'd really appreciate that. I'd also appreciate it if you would share this show out so that more people can know what's happening today in Durham. All right, so let's get started with Bull City Hangout. I'm just going to read from a couple of pages from the Durham Skywriter. Because of the holiday, there's not a lot going on. I do invite you, again, to check out the entire website. It's really fun, and I really enjoyed redesigning it. And of course, like I said, there's always room for improvement. And it's not really finished. You know, you'll notice a couple of blank pages, but I will fix that shortly. So let's get started with the word page. That is the nonprofit and government information page. I'd like to mention that the American Red Cross has classes. I do like to, as always, I like to mention that there are classes. I never mention what classes to sign up for as I do for practically all the other events that I mentioned, because people sign up quickly. And I never know when they're all sold out, so to speak. So I will mention that there are a few classes, not a whole lot because of the holidays, but be sure to go to the word page. And the first item that you will see is American Red Cross. Now, let me just tell you about some of the online classes that might be helpful. These are online only because some of these classes are in-person only, combination of in-person and online, and some are online only. So in terms of the ones that are online, and by the way, the online classes are extremely affordable. So for example, babysitting basics is the holidays. So, you know, that might be important nowadays. Adult, child, and baby first aid. There's classes like first aid for opioid overdoses. You know, there's a lot of trauma and depression going on with the holidays. I'm just going to mention that. Psychological first aid, supporting yourself and others during COVID-19. And last but not least, I'm not mentioning all the classes, but the last one that I'll mention today, returning to work during COVID-19, safe work practices. That might pertain to you, so be sure to check that one out. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm not going to say that your kids are going to be in the way while you get ready for Thanksgiving, but I will mention that the Book Harvest Rapid Response Center has bookshelves outside 24/7 where you can take your kids and they can pick out books to read and maybe stay out of the way, so to speak, during while you're getting ready for Thanksgiving. So they have books from infant all the way through high school, multicultural, really fun selection of books. And also they have books in Spanish as well. So check that out. Let's see. Oh, I'm just going to mention casually that there are city and county and nonprofit programs and services listed on the word page, which you can read at your convenience. Okay, let's see. The Durham County Libraries are open today until 8. Bragtown is open only until, I shouldn't say only, but they're open until 6. And they'll be closed, of course, tomorrow and Friday. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's go to the health page. I'm just going to mention that there's COVID test and vaccine updates as always. So I won't even bother to go to the health page. You can explore it at your leisure. The legalese page, I'm going to mention this. Now, this news is so fresh. It's not even the Durham Skywriter yet. I mean, I found out this morning that, let me just click on it. So there is a new publication. It's put together by Legal Aid of North Carolina. I guess the sponsors are Legal Aid of North Carolina, Bank of America, and Baker McKenzie. That's a big law firm. There is a new document. It's a book, but it's really an online document. It's for homeless youth, homelessyouth.org. And then you can see the North Carolina edition. It's really beautiful. They have all these different categories: police interactions, safety and stability, status offenses, foster care, turning 18, housing and contracts, LGBTQ, because, you know, sometimes when they come out with a lot of hope to their families, they get thrown out. So this is really important. Schools and education, employment, delinquency, and criminal law. Anyway, there's all kinds of different categories, all pertaining to young people, all extremely, extremely useful, dealing with health, safety, education, how to stay safe, how to, find shelter, et cetera, et cetera. I'm flabbergasted. I am just blown away by this document, and I will be doing a write-up with links on the legalese page of the Durham Skywriter. Thumbs up to all involved, seriously. Okay, now let's go to the Let's Go page. That is the last page that we'll visit, the calendar of events page, so to speak. Let's see, not a whole lot going on, but New Visions of Africa restaurant, as they do every weekday, they give away meals to people in need. So today from 3 until 6, they'll be giving away meals. They're on Fayetteville Street, right next door to W.D. Hill. I haven't contacted CSIB yet to find out if they'll be distributing meals on Friday. Probably not Thursday, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, CSIB has out of town. I met his daughter, so I think they're probably going to be having Thanksgiving dinner. They might not be serving folks tomorrow. So I'll have to find out about Friday. I'll let you know. Just check out the Durham Skywriter Let's Go page for the update. Also, with it being Wednesday, Kings Park International Church, they have their food pantry and clothing closet, so you can get free groceries. And if you just got a new job or you're going to go on interviews, check out the clothing closet. Find something that fits you and it looks nice. Okay, Marva's Fun's going to have her, did I tell you the time? From 5 until 6. Okay. Marva's Fun has her Stay Well virtual line dance class. It's free. It's on Zoom, and it's from 7 until 8. Brett's open mic is at the Blue Note Grill, and that's going to be from 7 until 9. Admission is $5, and you can leap on stage and join them if you think you can hang, musically speaking. Again, admission is $5. You can watch from Facebook and maybe donate the $5 to the musician if you'd like to do that. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Most everything that's listed in the Skywriter, for the most part, will be closed on Friday. I will double check, and I will have the updates in the Durham Skywriter. Let's see. Now we have a scheduled guest, Mace Robinson from the Red Cross, and an unscheduled guest, Fraser Ramsey, my friend from Scotland. So Fraser, I'm going to bring on Mace first, if you don't mind, and then I'll bring you on afterwards, or so you can meet Mace. But I do want to give enough time to Mace because he did set aside time, reserve the time. Okay, weather report. It is a little airish out there. It's 46, but it is sunny, and it's going to be sunny all day. It's going up to 51, which isn't too bad. Tomorrow, 62. That is more like it. It's going to be partly sunny. It's going to be absolutely perfect. So while some people might be cooking in the kitchen, other people can be throwing the football or kicking the soccer ball around. It's absolutely going to be perfection tomorrow. Friday is going to be 50 degrees, and it's going to be partly sunny, and that's not bad at all. Now, let us bring on Mace Robinson. He is the new Executive Director of the Central North Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross. And we're going to be talking about 10 steps for a safe Thanksgiving. So let's bring him on. Mr. Robinson, how are you?
I am fantastic. What about yourself?
I'm doing great, and welcome. I don't know if I should say welcome to Durham. Are you a Durhamite? I know you're new.
Not quite. Not quite. It looks maybe in about 3 weeks. In about 3 weeks, I'll be able to say that.
Okay, awesome.
I'll be relocating, so I'm pretty excited.
Okay, awesome. Now, I'm going to assume that most people know what the Red Cross does, but just in case somebody might be new to the country or just unaware, tell us about the American Red Cross.
You know, the American Red Cross, we're such a large humanitarian organization, and it's not just here in America. We also belong to the international arm of the Red Cross. But most people, when they think Red Cross, they think blood and flood. And absolutely, we always need additional blood donors. But also, the Red Cross started with service to the armed forces, and it's something to think about. If everyone has a soldier or a service member in their family somewhere, and the Red Cross can reach out to those chains of command when there's a baby about to happen, when unfortunately, if there's a death about to happen, Red Cross reaches out to those chains of command in order to assist in getting that service member back home. We also,
I didn't know that.
absolutely, it's our oldest program, and that was the first thing, and that's how the the international arm of the Red Cross got started. So
Amazing. Wow.
it's one of those things that a lot of people don't know about it, and also it's disaster recovery and education. Unfortunately, if someone's home burns, tonight when becomes uninhabitable, the Red Cross will be on the scene, and we get that telephone call, and a lot of people don't realize that as well.
Actually, my next door neighbor, when I was living in Chicago in Woodlawn, their house burned down, and the American Red Cross. I never saw them again, so I assume they ended up okay. But the American Red Cross took them and I guess put them in a new, house or something. But it was the American Red Cross who came to the rescue.
Absolutely. Whether it's, Christmas night, Thanksgiving night, we have volunteers that are on the ground. And a lot of the time, I go out to the scene as well. You just want to provide comfort. You just want to be on the scene to assist those that currently don't have.
And if you don't mind my asking, do you still have that list of volunteers where, for example, I actually put myself on, or asked to be put on the list of the American Red Cross for, believe it or not, DJing, because what happened was I'm also a DJ Pity Pat. There was an event. I don't know if you were here at that time. There was a big explosion. I think it was in Apex or somewhere. And so they were putting local people in schools in different places to sleep overnight, and actually for a few days. And I said, if you need for a DJ to come and entertain the kids or lull people to sleep with lullabies and soft classical and jazz, whatever, let me know. And they were just about to call me when they realized that they could send everyone home.
Beautiful.
But do you still have that? Do you still allow people to pre-register to help?
Others in that way? I will tell you, one, I will keep you on the list. Then two, it's something that's interesting because when you start talking about a disaster recovery effort in something like that, it can become a community event, and we want that. So if we have someone with your skill set, that can assist, absolutely, we want to be able to reach out to you. It's just like if we have that mass type event. And unfortunately, again, if it's a fire that burns, multiple apartments, things of that nature, then we know that we have those schools and those gymnasiums to count on. But we also need those community partners that will come in and say, you know what, these people have been in here a few hours. Let's get them fed and things of that nature. A DJ, let's get them to sleep. That type of thing. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Very awesome. Now let's get into these 10 steps for a safe Thanksgiving. I want to thank the American Red Cross for sending me the email alerting me to your availability.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what are these 10 steps for a safe Thanksgiving?
Well, everyone knows that, during Thanksgiving, during the holidays, a lot of people around, things of that nature, accidents can happen, unfortunately. And we want to encourage everyone to be as safe as possible. So these 10 steps are kind of that roadmap, because we all think we're being safe in the kitchen. We all know what we're supposed to be doing, but it's kind of that checklist to kind of make sure, hey, I'm going down the right lane here. It's kind
Let me interrupt real quick. Do you have some kind of a light to shine on your face just a little bit? I just wonder.
I do. I can add some extra light here if you don't mind.
Yeah, we want you to look good so that when you show off to the family, they can say, looking good.
Is that a little bit better, or is that a little worse?
It's a little bit better. Yeah. Just want to make sure, There you go. Okay.
I have this huge window in front of me, so I just keep the blinds closed. But yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to Thanksgiving, again, even myself, I'm in the kitchen all the time, cooking that gravy and things of that nature. I want to be safe as well. And one of the first things, number one, keep an eye on what you fry. Keep an eye on it. Don't let the dog disturb you, the cat hopping on the counter, hopefully not, but the children near the stove. keep an eye on it, because you never know when that spark or that hot grease jumps over onto something else and can start a fire. So that's always number one.
Can I add one thing for people
Please.
who are in my age category and up? Make sure you turn off the stove. Speaking from personal experience, I'm going to leave that there.
Yes, please do. Please do. And look, I love to put a kettle on for some tea. And you know what? I've been guilty. I'll pull it off, pour my tea, and not turn it off. So absolutely.
Yeah, then at 3 a.m, you're awakened to smoke alarms. I'm just saying, it could happen.
It can. Unfortunately, it can. It can. You know, number two, move items that can burn away from the stove. That cloth that you use to pull that pan out of the stove, to pull that hot boiler off, move it away from the stove, because whether you're cooking with gas or electric, it's extremely flammable. Let's get it away.
I've seen people with their dish towels hanging near the stove.
Guilty. I've been that person, you know, or the drying cloth. Get it away from the stove. There are multiple burners going. We all know how we do for Thanksgiving. We've got 4 or 5 burners going. Get everything away. That includes plastic. That includes, you know, the bread that's sitting out. Get the plastic away from the stove, because guess what? That can go up as well. So we ask you to at least 3 feet. 3 feet is kind of the rule. Get it away from the stove. You know,
or 1 meter for Fraser, who's in Scotland watching.
There you go. Okay. Absolutely. Another thing, avoid wearing loose clothing. You know, that dangling sleeve can grab the edge of that pot and pull it right off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I got you.
A lot of people don't think about that. And I get it. We're all frying. You know, God knows what, but we're frying. And guess what? We know we want our arms covered. But let's tighten them up a little bit. Let's make sure they're not dangly and loose. You know, and that jewelry, that bracelet or something like that can't grab onto something.
Or when you're bending over, opening the oven.
Absolutely.
You get caught on something. Yeah.
Please do it. And, you know, number 4, we spoke about it before, but when frying your food and things of that nature, turn that burner off if you see smoke. You know, don't just try to dab it. Turn it off. Because once that grease gets on it, you need to clear it off before you begin using it again. And guess what? It needs to cool down first. So turn it off, because you're only going to make it worse by trying to clean a hot burner. So turn it off. Turn it off. Keep your eye on it. Turn it off.
And I don't know if this is part of the 10, but don't put water on a grease fire.
Please don't. Otherwise, you may be seeing us. Please do not put water on a grease fire. There are so many other things that you can utilize. And I get it. The first thing you think of is water to suppress it. But it does just the opposite with grease. You know, even if it's flour, but you want something non-flammable to drape over it. You also want to be able to, you know, possibly get it outside. But then number 2, fire extinguisher is the most important thing I could say. Have that small kitchen fire extinguisher near you. Absolutely. I've got 2 in my kitchen right now. And
I should get one.
You should. They're very small. And, you know, you can get them at your local hardware store, and they can be such a lifesaver, literally. Literally a lifesaver. Number 5, keep a pan lid or a cookie sheet nearby. Why? You use it to cover, just as that, you know, as that suppressor for a fire, just in case. So you can easily flip that cookie sheet right over and suppress that fire.
Oh, okay.
Before it gets out of control. And most people wouldn't think of that, but you've got a cookie sheet laying around.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Flip it right over. Flip it right over that fire.
One.
That's one of the best ones I can ever say.
Okay.
And we were talking about those open sleeves, you know, those large sleeves and things of that nature. Turn those pot handles back of the stove, because you don't want to get in a hurry. You're mixing that stuffing or that gravy, and you turn too quickly, grab it, boom, hot water all over the floor, or worse.
Or the kids running by.
You know, because that's what kids and dogs do, and, you know, things of that nature. They run around because they're happy. Families around and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Let's keep them all safe. And that starts with us that are in the kitchen, right?
Okay. That's a good one. Okay.
Absolutely. And you know, this one's one of my favorites because I've been guilty myself. Put on a timer. Put on a timer to remind yourself, whatever it is, even if you're just heating up that turkey one more time or that ham, put a timer on it because you
Okay,
may get.
wait. Just I'm going to show you mine. Okay, wait. I just got this. I just got this off of Amazon. It's real super cheap, and I actually got it. No, I didn't just get this. I just refound it. I bought it a while back when I had to time my shows. I no longer worry about that. But it's wonderful because it blinks. The light flashes every minute.
Right.
And then for the last minute, it flashes repeatedly to remind you it's almost time up. And then you can have an audible signal or just the light will flash.
Oh,
But I like the audible signal, and it's loud. I have it on low, and even if you've fallen asleep, it'll wake you up.
Well, and a lot of us do. You're tired. Maybe you had that turkey on since 3 a.m. You know, you're tired. Put that timer on, and if it's something like that, it's loud and audible. That's what you want, you know. And or maybe you get caught up. You know.
I also wanted to point out that there's two things. So you might have something in the oven and something on the stove. So you can actually, so you can time up or time down.
I actually need one of those myself now. Now that I think of it,
I can send you the link.
Please do. And it really is important. You know, how many of us turn around and watch the football game or something, or the soccer game, whatever's important to you, and oh no, and you get caught up in it. Up there goes the turkey. There go the green beans. So those timers, such as what you just had in your hand, capital idea, and it shouldn't be discounted. Number 8, celebrating with the family you live. That's your safest choice, right? We all understand. 2 years ago I wouldn't have had to mention this, but we live in times of COVID and things of that nature. If you do celebrate with people that don't live with you, gatherings, and if you're feeling sick, take a time out. Don't go this year, because you don't want to infect anyone else. You don't want to make anyone else sick. Also, those gatherings, if you do, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. Don't hesitate to take them outside.
For sure.
So, and that's 8 and 9, because again, if you're going to have a gathering, do it with family. And that's great, because this is the greatest time to spend time with family, right? Don't hesitate to go outdoors. And then if you're sick, if you're even feeling mildly ill, just don't take the risk. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so many people that I know are seeing their family for the first time in a year and a half.
Yes, and I think that's why our airports are so full right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was flying to Chicago right now. But anyway,
get some of that lake effect coming off there. I've spent a couple of nights in Chicago. It's a nice area, actually.
Chicago's awesome.
I love it. I love the art district. Got a different feel. I love it. But also, number 10, if you're not fully vaccinated and you must travel, follow CDC guidelines, especially for domestic and international travel and recommendations. Follow all of that. And that goes for those that are vaccinated as well. There are mask mandates on planes and things of that nature. Please try and follow them. And, that way everyone can get to where they're going happy, safe, and sound. That if you're required to wear a mask, just mask up and be done with it.
Yeah, don't be a jerk. And masks are really easy to come by nowadays. I mean,
yes, they are.
When I go to different places, I see, you might be used to seeing like after dinner mints or whatever. Now they're masks.
That's right.
Yeah. So take one and help yourself. Take one
Absolutely.
or two. Take one for the future and one for now. And
Indeed.
A lot of times, if you're in need, I always mention people getting the groceries. Very often when you get free groceries, not always, but very often they're giving away masks as well.
I've seen that. I've seen that. A lot of places when you first walk in, they're kind of right there stationed, and you can just grab one. One thing I will say that I've said to a lot of my buddies, that are enjoying No Shave November and things of that nature, there are masks now that will allow you to, cover your beard and not mess up your beard, guys.
Okay. So, I haven't heard of this No Shave November. What is
that? Absolutely.
What
No
is
shave,
that?
no shave November. No
Oh,
shaving
it's just
for
a fun
November.
thing. Is it a fun thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. Well, did you have a beard before November?
I did. I did. I just started growing out this year, but I did. Yes.
Oh, okay. How
I
about
was just
that?
going to cut it off for November.
Yeah, keep it. Looks good.
Well, I appreciate it. My daughter doesn't think so, so I appreciate
Oh,
that.
I remember my dad, he always had a mustache, and one day he shaved it off and upset everyone in our whole universe. He had to grow it back immediately. It just wasn't right. So
After 23 years in the Army, I said, "Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens, and
yeah,
let's see what it looks like, and we'll see.
that's good.
Maybe I'll stick around.
Well,
We'll see."
well, I hope you have time to meet 𝗕𝗧𝗬 𝗪𝗛𝗓. You haven't seen
Absolutely.
Fraser in this while. Let's bring him on from Scotland.
Hey,
Fraser, what's new?
how you doing? Never got as better. Hey.
So what's
new?
happening in Edinburgh?
And no, I've not been out much because I've been recovering from my hernia operation. So that's what I'm doing.
Ooh, ouch! Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that. You see, it's all been plastered over Facebook.
So you're feeling better?
And gradually, it's been 2.5 weeks. I had a double hernia repair, so I've got a big scar on my tummy, really. So I've got mesh inserted. So
You know what, Fraser? I will sympathize with you. I went through that about 10 years ago, so I sympathize.
I went for a walk today, and came back, and it's just the little bits. It's kind of it's just you feel it a little bit straining. You've got to try and work it, but it's just kind of listening to your body. So it's just a process daily. So it's
well, luckily for you, you own your own business.
Yes.
So it's not like you can get in trouble with your boss for taking off too much time.
Very true.
Of course, when you run your own business, though, no work, no pay, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're gonna. No, I kind of planned for this area, so I kind of worked hard to earn as much money as possible. So, planned for this time basically, which is fine. It's all good.
That's smart.
But since I can't really say what's really good around Edinburgh, so I haven't really been in Edinburgh much because I've been kind of sitting, not doing very much, literally not through choice. So that kind of thing. So
well, I'm looking forward to. I know it's probably getting colder, but I do look forward to your taking us on tours like you like to do.
I'm going to try and get into town and walk around a little bit more gradually. Next week, I'll get more walking done just to try and build up, and I'll start just to see how it's gauging. But the Christmas and stuff setting up, I'll probably get a bit odd pictures.
Yeah, show us one of those. Yeah, show us one of those castles.
But apart from that, yeah, I've just been, as I say, I've just been doing online stuff and being creative and trying to build. I've set up a Shopify site. I've been building that and being creative, just trying to get creative and stuff, and interviewing people on my podcast a bit more now.
Actually, since your business is a cleaning service, yes. Have you considered selling your own microfiber cloths or something like that?
Not really, because you can get them. They're quite cheap anyway these days. You can buy them at Costco. You can buy them from.
Yeah, but they don't say 𝗕𝗧𝗬 𝗪𝗛𝗓 on them.
I know, but I don't think I would probably sell. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. But no, I've just been building.
So what are you going to be selling on Shopify then?
Well, it's linked to the Mintwave Radio. I started my own coffee brand. I did a search. I kept getting adverts popped up on Facebook saying start your own coffee brand. So I did a research. I researched just doing a coffee who roasts it, and there was a company in the UK who roasts it and brands does your sort of, you can just send them something to brand it, and I called it Coffee That Inspires by Mintwave Radio. So, and you've got the different strengths. So
yeah, Mitch doesn't know that Fraser has an online radio network as well.
Very cool.
Global.
But I'm a coffee connoisseur, so I'm very curious now.
So I'm kind of keen to, as I say, I'm just keen. I've been developing this and trying to just see where it goes. And there's companies in America that does it as well. They roast it all for you, and they grind it, the beans, and they package it for you, and they sell it for more of a wholesale cost, and you sell it to kind of the costs are similar to what you pay in the shops anyway. but you probably make a
So-
little
so
bit. You could probably drop your price a little bit to make more money,
Mhm.
sell more kind of thing rather than less.
So is yours going to be like Scottish in something specially Scottish,
It's
which I can't think
not really.
of?
No, it's just normal coffee, normal stuff like
Oh, okay.
sort of Colombian, Robusta, Arabica kind of coffee, that kind of stuff you
Oh,
might
okay.
you drink. Just a bit more quality, different. Like sort of sometimes you've got dark chocolate, fruity tastes, berries,
Mhm.
kind of taste sort of bits in them. So yeah, it's worth a try. It's not a good thing about it. It's not a major outgoing for starting. It's quite low cost because it's not expensive. So if
Sure.
it works,
Mhm.
it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. So there's no harm, no foul. So see how it.
It'll be really cool because of your radio network. So it could be like minty green with a nice, some kind of a plaid, because people will be excited to buy something from Scotland.
Well, I didn't do minty kind of style for the because you can't really, people might think it's mint flavored coffee when it's not. So it's kind of
Well, that's
you
what I
can't
was
really,
thinking, that
you know what I
maybe you
mean?
could have a very special blend to promote
Mhm.
the radio with it having a bit of mint in there. Coffee with mint.
I'd have to find that out possibly. I could try that. I don't know if ever people tried minty coffee, I suppose, but I never tried maybe minty coffee. I'm not sure if it.
I don't even drink coffee, but I'm sure someone, I mean, have you heard of
You
that,
know,
Nates? Anyone
I'll
having
be
mint
honest
in
with
coffee?
you. Before a meeting or something, if I'm feeling a little groggy, I will drop a mint into my coffee and I
All right.
will drink it.
Maybe might
See?
I might I'll maybe inquire about see if I can do a minty flavored coffee.
Yeah, a
If it's
little
possible.
wintergreen or spearmint, absolutely. It keeps the
See if I
coffee
can.
taste out of your mouth, but you kind of, still fresh.
There we go.
I think you need to
I'm
do
guilty.
that because that
There we go.
tie-in, and thankfully it's mint wave and not peppermint wave. I mean, you can choose all these different mints: spear mint,
Yeah.
peppermint, chocolate mint, and chocolate mint. I bet would be really good. There's orange mint.
Suppose you
I
can
think
get
you
your
got
mocha.
something, Fraser. I think you got something.
I suppose you could do your I suppose a mocha. You do a mocha anyway. Mocha's a sort of coffee chocolate, and you add a bit of
That's
mint.
right.
You just do a mocha, really. Yeah, a mocha blend or something. Yeah, there's a
You need to,
possibility.
yeah.
See,
There we
look
go.
at there. We're workshopping ideas for you right
I
now.
know. Exactly.
You're welcome.
Exactly. Well, don't worry. But known Pam for a long time. So over the many years. But yeah, I've been posting in Work in Focus, the group that we're in. So if you kind of see, have a look in there, you'll see the what.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that group. It's on Facebook.
So, yeah. So, but
Now, I have a quick
Anyway.
question for you. I visited Japan once and was surprised that because of, I guess, American influence, they celebrate Christmas in a big way.
Hmm.
Not necessarily the birth of Christ, but the gift giving and
Mhm.
the Santa Claus and the snowman and all that sort of thing, the
Right.
secular side. So, and I think I heard that around the world, people who aren't even Christian love Christmas because the festivities and all that. So is there any, I know you don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Scotland, but because of the American influence, is there any mention ever anywhere in the UK that you know of regarding Thanksgiving and families eating together?
well, we've kind of the UK's adopted the Black Friday kind of scenario. That was
Okay.
pretty much Americanized, but as we all know, it's kind of they bump up the prices a few weeks before and then chop them down to make it look, oh, it's a special deal. So it's not really, really, it's just looks good. But no, I think yeah, I think we've adopted that quite now, and it's definitely seems to be kind of like a lot of things get Americanized down the line eventually. So, and not whether it's just naturally happens. But we do, I think, wish people. We don't really do Thanksgiving. We don't do Thanksgiving's mainly for. I think it's it's kind of it's all history related regarding your. I think it's similar to your. I don't know. Is it not linked to your Independence Day? Is it not something? Correct me if I'm wrong. What's it
Oh,
linked
with the
to?
cookouts and all that.
Just a cook, yeah. Well, I don't know because obviously, yeah. But we don't. No, we don't. We don't do that. So we just kind of. Well, we've got St Andrew's Day on the 30th of November. That's the patron saint of Scotland. So because you've got Scotland, England,
Oh,
Ireland,
St.
Wales.
Andrews. Actually, we have a St. Andrews Foundation. They glean food from farms for hungry people. I don't know if St. Andrews had anything to do with food.
I don't know. Well, basically, you've got. St. Patrick's Day is obviously Ireland. That's basically why that's the most celebrated day of the.
Mhm.
You have St. George's, St. David's Day for Wales, and St. Andrew's Day. So it's just the patron saints of the countries, really. So, but the most celebrated is pretty much St. Patrick's Day. St. Andrew's Day, you probably more see maybe bagpipes or something in New York or something potentially.
Okay.
But it's not really celebrated over here as much. It's because it's so close to Christmas, I think, and once it's done, since it's the first, you're literally everyone's doing the madness of trying to squeezing everything in, just for that basically going to bed on Christmas Eve and waking up for that 1 day madness, So the double madness we do. So, but no, it's just we've got the Christmas stuff. I think it's like everywhere these days. I think we're more. I think a lot of places around the world are still being a little bit cautious because of COVID and things. They're still not they're getting busier, but not quite fully back to what they were before all this kicked off,
I heard that, oh shoot, which country is it? Belgium? I think
Austria,
they're going to shut everything down again.
Austria have done it. You basically, if you've not had the two vaccinations, you're kind of stuffed.
I mean, they're shutting it down.
Yeah, well, basically, Germany's in a light lockdown. They're kind of gearing, but I think it's more because there's less of a vaccination. The vaccinations is not as high over there as maybe in the UK. So we're just kind of.
Yeah, I hate to see COVID rushing through Europe again, and I think the numbers are going up here a little bit too. But anyway,
anyway.
Oh, I think we should probably get on with our day. I appreciate you dropping by, Fraser. It's been a while. I guess I haven't seen you in a week or two. Hope you continue
I actually thought I'd beat Guy Cook to the punch this time.
What did you say?
I thought I'd beat Guy Cook to the punch this time.
Oh, well, Guy probably won't be coming on for a couple of days. I think he had some dental work done.
I saw he had his teeth. He had his new falsies.
I'll probably see him next week.
He had new dentures done, so he's a bit kind of sore. So
yes, I hope he's doing okay, and I hope you continue to mend.
Yes, thank you. And good to meet you, mate.
You as well, indeed.
I caught what you briefly. You're obviously talking about Thanksgiving. Just briefly, what do you do actually? Sorry, I don't know. I know. I think you talked about. You're talking about your 10 tips on Thanksgiving, but I didn't really get what you actually do.
Well, Mr. Robinson, he is the new executive director of the Central North Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross.
So I heard that, but I remember that. Yeah. Well, maybe it's always maybe get you on my podcast and talk about it if you want.
Absolutely, anytime.
I'll let Pat do the connecting up on Facebook or whatever.
Okay.
Indeed, I appreciate it, and I've got your radio. I followed the link you have here, and I actually have it up on my phone, so I'll take a listen as well.
I'll send you my shop as well. Hang on a minute. I'll just go to that. If I can go to my.
Excellent.
There we go.
Making connections.
Yeah, just I go to here's my store. I've just been kind of playing around with it, adding stuff, but I need to. I'm just as I say, it's progress in works basically.
Let me grab this link that you put in the comments.
Mintwave.
And I will enter it into the.
That's the Shopify store and the radio station, but that's just me. As I say, it's about learning and playing around and seeing what works. As Guy Cook says, it's run up the flagpole and see if it waves.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So, or shove it in the pond and see if it floats. But anyway,
that too. Okay, gentlemen. You're getting giggly.
Sorry, he's
giggly sometimes.
His sayings are so cheesy, and they just have to laugh at them. They're just like, right, okay. But anyway, yes. Anyway, but all good.
Okay, so I appreciate both of you dropping by. So Mace, I'm going to end the show, but stick around and we'll talk a little bit after the show. And Fraser, continue to be on the mend, and I will see you real soon.
See you later.
Indeed.
And folks, be sure to share this out so that more people can know what's happening today in Durham and can get those 10 tips, 10 steps for a safe Thanksgiving, thanks to Mr. Mace Robinson from the American Red Cross. So I'm going to retire the gentleman to backstage and end the show. See you, Fraser. Seen a minute, Mace. All right. And with that, you have a beautiful day. Now, obviously, I will not be doing Bull City Hangout tomorrow because of the holiday. And I probably won't be doing one on Friday since most things that I usually announce are going to be closed on Friday. So I'll probably be back on Saturday. And as you might know, Saturday's Bull City Hangouts start at 10. So with that, have a beautiful day and I have a beautiful holiday. I'll see you real soon. Ciao for now.